Good evening, everybody, and welcome to IndyILR Racing. This time we move on to the Xbox platform, and this is ILR3. Last week didn't go as planned, where we've had 5 finishes, but today we are hoping Bahrain will give us a different story and show the drivers what they're made of. The grid has improved, we've got more drivers, so I think it's going to be a win-win situation. I'm Jess, and I'll be your commentator tonight, but I've got a person that's going to be joining me throughout the rest of this season, and he's absolutely amazing, and I would like to welcome Jack to the commentary box. Hello, Jack.
Hey all. I've commentated in the league before, but I've missed out quite a lot of last season because issues, that's why. But I should be here for the rest of this season if the issues don't come back.
I hope not, to be honest, and I'm actually very excited about this track, even though some people, even myself in career mode and you yourself as well, find Bahrain to be very, very tricky and not as fun to drive. I think a lot of people I've spoken in the chat as well have found it a bit of a bogey track, so it'll be interesting to see who will come out on top here. It was first introduced in 2004, where Michael Schumacher won, and then in 2014 it was the first night race. It was produced as a night race, and now it's a night race on the calendar, and there's no rain usually, so the drivers will have put in a lot of practice just to make sure that they have got the laps they need, basically.
I said that further because I'm pretty sure the race in 2014 was probably one of the only good races we had in 2014, because that was quite a dead season, if I'm honest.
Yes.
But the past few races in real life around Bahrain have been pretty good with close finishes. Hopefully this time in ILR it can be the same.
Yes, it should be fun. It should be fun, I think. There has been a bit of rule changes. Well, the drivers were given a talking to last week. Of if there is any instance, then they're going to be given a talking to. So, but I think Bahrain has some easier bits to overtake, but some more difficult ones. So hopefully they can know the track limits and do well. I think there's a few people on a lap by the looks of things, and that I think Tempe's on a lap, Woody's on a lap as well. I think our race winner isn't here tonight, so from last week, which is Tom, who basically stayed out of trouble from the last race to secure a win. So we will have a different winner, as we just seen Tempe go off the track a little bit there, so he's lost a bit of time. So I don't think he's going to go. I'm just checking to see who is closing to finish a lap so he can follow them. I think
Tempe's just gone off as well.
Oh, it is quite common to go through those corners. I need to get the lap time up so I know. I think we've got invalidated lap times. I think Grousey's on a lap right now. Yellow flag and set to 1, that doesn't help. Now going through to turn 1 is very, very tricky to get right, especially the braking zone, but I usually find China quite much more difficult than Bahrain, but they managed to seem to do it okay. The speed of the cars now compared to 2017, we could expect that to be a lot faster lap times. The whole time we could expect to have a 127, 126, but I think from these guys in our ILR3 we could expect 127s as my predicted pole time today, and the tyre strategy could be very crucial if you want to get this right. Steerer just set the benchmark already with a 127.6, Jack.
Yeah, I'm trying to F1 Aiden. I tried to work out where he actually binned it, but I can't spectate him at the moment because it's not letting me. So I'll have to come back to you on where he binned it. I'm going to have to look for his ghost on board or something. Oh, did he just retire?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. He must have had a penalty or something.
Yes.
I didn't look up on.
Yeah, he did retire, unfortunately. So he'll be starting from the back of the grid by the looks of things. And you can get involved with the chat on YouTube and let us know who you think is going to get pole position. And if you want to know what the other tiers are doing as well, make sure you check out their Twitch channels and see what is going on up there as well, because those 2 tiers are streaming at the same time. But make sure you check out this tier more. But anyway, Groundsy is not set a very good lap time at the moment. So seeing who else is on a... I think Tempe has just gone really fast in the second sector, about 0.3 per second from his previous lap time, and he's gone wide in that corner as well. It is quite tricky to get your grip, but your tyres do start to get a little bit cold around here, so that is probably why they seem to be struggling, I think.
Yeah, you can tell the track is not rubbered in properly yet, because so many people I'm seeing taking such a deeper line into some corners, especially in the heavy braking zones like turn 1 and turn 4, which is probably Hopefully it gets rubbered in before the race because they're arguably the most crucial overtaking zones as well. I know there's a DRS zone on the back straight because of the nature of the corner at the end. It's not too big of an overtaking zone, if I'm honest.
No, it's not. And I have seen a lot of people overtaking there, and it hasn't ended very good. So we will be keeping our eye on that. So we've got a few people going into the pits right now. 10 people's on a good lap time, but I think its lap time got invalidated due to that possible going off the track there. So unfortunately he won't be setting a lap anytime soon. He'll probably have to go again. Don't forget they'll be going for 3 stints. Oh, I've just seen a Williams go. I don't know what Williams it is. I think it was one of them anyway, who had just spinned off the track.
I think it was Dark Phoenix.
It was Dark Phoenix. As I was just following ADOS game, I just saw the Williams go past. So I think he's got a bit of damage there. So that probably compromised his lap a little bit. Mistake on his own accord. Nobody caused that. So ADOS crossed the line and he's 4th for the moment. So decent lap time for him. He's on the mediums. That is interesting.
Yeah, some people are going for really creative strategies in the race. I think if somebody does a lap on softs or mediums, they're most likely going to do a 1-stop and pit halfway-ish in the race. Maybe a bit before, maybe a bit after, depending if they got soft or medium. But I think what happened to Phoenix there is that curb on the inside of that fast corner. If you hit that too hard or just hesitate hitting it, you will probably spin. And I think that's what happened there.
Yeah, it is quite easy to spin around now. As we've got a lot more people going out for their outlaps at the moment. Interestingly, Woody is slowing down a little bit. Probably he's running out of fuel and underestimated his fuel usage. But it is quite a mixability league. Some people are using assist, some people are not, because it's kind of like a beginners league to ILR. If you go on Xbox and you want to join, this is the league you basically start in if you're basically new. So that's why you see a lot of drivers that you may not have seen in league racing before and decide to join tonight. And we've also got some new timers and some returners as well, and some reserve drivers. Yeah, Phoenix is a set of 1:51, so that was a slow lap time, but I knew you can go a little bit faster than that. So super softs and mediums are the tyres we could expect people to go on. I could expect possibly a 2-1 stop, maybe a 2-stop, definitely a 1-stop if you're going for a soft to super softs, but possibly a 2-stop for different things. But it does depend on how they manage these tyres, because it's definitely critical in this game more than anything. It can change a little bit, especially if they get warm around this hot track in Bahrain due to the track temperature. So the yellow flag in set to 2 and set to 3. I'm just checking to see. I don't think anyone was spinning. I think it was just because someone was doing it.
I think it's just Woody going very slowly at the moment.
But that is just to probably warm their tyres.
Lap.
It's just to warm their tyres as much as they can. I usually go slow in a formation lap, to be fair, but it is entirely up to them how they run it. As we have got, no, Leclerc is not on a lap at the moment, but I think Steerage is on a lap at the moment. He is going to be challenging for pole on the super soft. I expect him to go a little bit faster because AJH is a lot faster as that was on the soft. So I think we could expect AJH to go a bit faster on the soft, but possibly Steerage to go even faster, especially the grip has increased a little bit as the session about to go to an end. So we've got 9 minutes remaining here, and then it is all to play for at the moment. We could expect anyone here to get pole. I think we've got 6 drivers who haven't set a lap time yet, with one obviously retired who can't set a lap time. But if you qualify outside the top 10, you can choose whatever tire they want. So maybe some of them might want to play the long game and start on the softs. But usually 2 stops are faster here, but it does vary from season to season. I've seen some seasons where 1 stop is faster and some where a 2 stop is faster. But I think people may have a bit more experience of the game now and have a bit of understanding, as Stewie just set a fastest lap there, but 1:27.2. So I was predicting him to be fast, and he is pretty quick, but we haven't seen anyone go to the 1:26s yet. I think either Steerage, AJH, or Atlantis could go there.
Yeah. Risky thing is with going on the super softs. I normally find when I'm playing career mode and things that it's extremely easy to overheat the super softs. That's probably why we're seeing things like the super soft, well, not super soft, softs and mediums going on almost a level pace as the super softs at the moment, because nearing the end of the lap, especially when you've got the fast corners, the left and right up the hill, it's overheating, and they start to get oversteer, and they have to correct that and come out the throttle. So that's why softs and mediums are staying cool. You can stay completely flat out through that section, and that's what's giving them faster sector 2 times.
I think that's what I've seen in the ILR3 race yesterday on PS4. I think a few people did soft to mediums. I was starting to question it, but now I realise why, due to the fact that the super softs get ever so hot, ever so fast, and we've seen people on the mediums go to the end of the race in that, and they were able to do that one stop to perfection. As Leclerc, out of nowhere, 1:27.0. I didn't see that. I do apologise, and he just set the fastest lap at the moment. So the top 5 are incredibly close at the moment. I can't really see what the gap is at this stage. Yes, I can. I just changed it. There we go. So steerage is 1/10 behind Leclerc at the moment, but the top 6 are covered by about 1 second. So it's all to play for in the top 6, but we haven't seen what the likes of Ados Gamer can do yet. He can probably go on a fast lap as well, but maybe he's playing a long game as well, and maybe we could see some interesting battles, maybe teammate battles, especially with Lewis Hamilton and Rosberg in 2014. That was a very good battle, actually. It was one of my favourites. They managed to keep it together and not hit each other, unlike some races, but it was absolutely really fun.
Force India.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. Force India had to basically force team orders, but I don't think there won't be any team orders tonight unless we have a bit of carnage today. So we really hope these guys keep it clean and race their own race. And maybe people in a party, they may be working together to achieve the goal. And I think Dumb Thunder is retired, or he's decided not to do another lap, or he might have binned it, I don't know, but he's not taking further part in qualifying, but he's set a lap absolutely fine. And Rousey's on a lap right now. Maybe he can go even faster. We will have to wait and see. We've got, I think, Hal's on a 1:34, so it's a bit slow time for him, but he can pick up quite easy at the moment. There are some newbies that have mostly assists on, and usually assists, especially ABS and tractor control, they slow you down quite a lot. I so strongly suggest have tractor control on off, because that makes your speed hell of a lot faster.
Yeah, I don't think Cal is on a flying lap at the moment. I think he's coming up to a flying lap. He's going a bit fast for an out lap. I won't be surprised if his super soft overheat by the time he's finished his flying lap. But he just put his ERS deployment into hot lap. He was in none before, so he's obviously saving it. But you see, a lot of people are oversteering everywhere, and I think a simple way to fix that really is the ballast. Yes. Because a lot of these setups that people download have high ballast on them, but that's for time trial where the car has optimum speed all the time, so tyres don't overheat. They have like 8, 9 ballast or something, but whereas in a race it'd be more optimal to have 6, maybe even 5 ballast, so the front end and the back end are generally a lot more equal.
Yes, I don't seem to know about ballast myself. I usually just use a default setup, to be honest, so it is quite critical to get the ballast right, as you said, because especially around the DRS zone on the tight left hand chicane, I think it's either the first or the second DRS zone, the very tight corner, which I usually get wrong, and I think some drivers
double left hander.
Right. So yeah, it is quite tricky, yeah, and I usually so
that is arguably one of the most awkward corners of the season, because you've got to brake, decelerate and turn, brake, downshift and turn all at the same time, which is cause for lockups, let's put it that way.
Yeah, lockups are quite common in Bahrain, but not many penalties are scored in Bahrain, so hopefully a race cannot be decided on penalties, so we're keeping our fingers crossed for that. We've got 3 minutes left to go in this qualifying. So far, Leclerc is sent in the benchmark. He hasn't gone out for an out lap yet, but steerage is. And we can see Groundsy and AJH going on for a final lap soon. Cow has improved a lot on the 127. So we've got a lot of people on the 127s, 128s, as I think Wingling Wazza has retired as well. Dark Phoenix is still in the pits. Yeah, a lot of people are going out right now, so strong suggestion, I think. People will probably start going out with 2 minutes 30 to go to make sure they're the last person to cross the line before the checker flag so they can set their flying lap. That's where you get the most grip, and that's what we could expect to see those drivers today, as Kelsey's been improving on his lap time at the moment, which is very good for him, and I think hopefully we can see some more people do that as well. So maybe we just got someone to join the session, I think a reserve or something like that, but we will find out in a second. So yeah, we will have to wait and see on that one.
This is probably the area where we'll see the quickest times of them all, because people have dialed themselves into the racetrack with their setups finally, after 2-3 flying laps, depending on what tyre choice they had. But I think we could see lap times tumble, because the top 3 aren't separated by that much overall, and there's a lot of time to be made up in Bahrain, because it is a very wide track and very creative lines can be found.
Yes, and
with, I think, lots of people trying to back themselves up, I'm seeing, along the fast right-handers. I think that's just trying to get some room, but it's causing some yellow flags, so they might want to get on with it.
Yeah, when they see a yellow flag, they're like, no, I want to go faster, but technically you can't, so that might have compromised their lap time a little bit, and especially if you're challenging for pole, these guys, I think everyone who's challenging for pole, apart from AJH, is on a lap at the moment. AJH probably will be the last person to cross the line by the looks of things, because I don't think anyone else is going to cross it in time before the check and flag. A few people choosing to do their stints earlier than planned, but probably AJH will probably be advantaged and possibly be the one to possibly gain it, in my opinion. But Leclerc is very, very, very surprising. I wasn't expecting him to do well on this track, but he has been practicing quite a lot around Bahrain, and he's been absolutely good on this lap at the moment. I'm just going to see what track he is, what lap is he on in sector 1. I can't. He's on a good lap actually. He's on a 28.2 in sector 1, but I don't think he probably matched his first sector, I think, because I didn't see any gain or any loss or anything. So he seems to be matching it. Maybe he could get faster in sector 2 or sector 3. Let's see how steerage is doing. Steerage is not doing too bad either, catching up to Leclerc there, him clipping the corner. I can see Ferrari behind him. Oh, Leclerc's gone. Leclerc must have binned his lap a little bit, so maybe that gamble didn't pay off, and Groundsy is retired as well. He probably can't improve. So I think the only people that can challenge for pole at the moment is Steerage and AJH, Jack.
Yeah, I'm actually looking down the field, especially at Tempe. I'm not really sure what his strategy is, but he keeps going for laps, and he has no battery at all.
Oh my word, I need to actually get that enabled actually. And
he's just spun it. That is evidence of just overheated tyres really, because he was stamping the throttle pedal coming out of some corners. And that's going to cause some yellow flags and some people to maybe stutter on their laps a bit. I know it makes me stutter on a lap when I see a yellow flag.
All blue flags. Even in a race, I see blue flags. I'm like, oh, no, I need to let someone past. But I haven't seen much blue flags in a race, in a league race before. But in online lobbies especially, in 50% races, I usually get blue flagged a lot. As I think, let's follow Steerage on our lap at the moment. Let's see if we can go faster. As Dark Phoenix crosses the line, a 127.3, so he can't improve. Surprisingly, no one has gone into the 126s yet, but it is quite low tier than the others, so that is why. But 127 is quite expectable for this tier as well, as Steerage is not looking too bad at the moment in the little pink Force IndyCar as he goes through the straight here, going into the braking zone, hitting that very curve very nicely indeed, keeping the car straight, going into the final corner. DRS is now going to be enabled. He enabled it at the right time here. Is he going to... And that's pole. That's pole.
That was pole.
He just got pole position. I didn't know what lap time it was, but Leclerc just messed it up on his lap before, but I knew Steerage was going to get there. That's because the car had more grip when the time was run out, because a lot of people went there, and that's what Steerage wanted to do, and that paid off for him. So here we go, our results here. Steerage on pole position by 0.2 of a second, so very good for him, with Leclerc in second, AJH in third, Groundsy in fourth, Dark Phoenix in fifth, Ringling Rosser in sixth, Atlantis in seventh, Ados Gamer in eighth, Cow in ninth, and Dome Thunder in the top 10 there, completing now. We got one Australian, which is good, so it's great to see a variety of different countries represented. And here we go, the rest of the field there. So whilst we're in the formation lap, it'll be good to look at the the strategies as well, just to see how that comes into play with the tyre choices, because anyone outside the top 10 can choose what tyre they go on to. But I think the top 10 will definitely stay on the super softs because they have to.
Yeah, I think evidence shows from what tyre they choose at the start. If they go super softs, they're going to 2-stop. If they go softs or mediums, they'll go 1-stop. I think that's the most simple we can put it. And about that pole lap, steerage actually had a massive slide coming out of the far sweeping corners where we've had a couple of people spin out earlier, and I thought that was it for him, but he actually pulled it back together and he got pole, so that is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed. I was actually following his lap, luckily, so I called it at the right time. So it'll be good if there's highlights produced of this as well. But let us know in the chat. Let us know your thoughts. Who you think's gonna win this race then? As we are just about to go on the formation lap. Then those the cars are going through the grid to warm up their tyres. Hopefully no disqualifications, please. But I'll say that, and there probably will be. So nothing more to be said on that one. But anyway, let's look at the tyres. So we got the top 7 qualifying on the super soft with Ados on the soft, so he will be probably going for a 1-stop. Carl and Dome on a 1-stop strategy by the looks of things. And yeah, there is a disqualification. I just jinxed it right there. Sorry about that. But we got, I think, everyone else from P11 downwards is going for a 1-stop strategy by the looks of things, because they're going on the soft tyres. So quite equal numbers of people going on super softs, but a lot more people going on the soft. So maybe they don't. Maybe they want to go on a quarter tyre strategy and manage their tyres a bit more, because they know that the super softs don't last very long.
Yeah, I think a lot of people actually would prefer to use the softs, because as we see, there wasn't actually that much difference in qualifying between the super softs and the softs. But I think the soft is probably the better race tyre at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised by the end of the super soft stint if we start to see a lot of people on the soft tyres start to challenge those that are just about to come in.
Yes, because I've seen the soft tyres in the race yesterday go on for about 12 or 13 laps, which is quite a long time. We saw some people pushing it to 20 laps. That's a little bit too extreme, but it can be done if you manage your tyres very well. But yeah, I could expect, I think, the super soft to pit around laps 7 or 8, and the soft tyres to pit at about laps 12 or 13, or a little bit more. As we got another disqualification, we've got 3 disqualifications. What is going on? That was actually
the AI doing that. That wasn't even the driver.
Oh my word! It was probably an AI and then someone else. So yes, Glasgow's on up. You haven't missed a start. You just come just in time actually for the race start. As we've got Groundsy's just left the session. But hopefully he can join back. His car is still in the race. So we could see a ghosted car in turn 1. This could be interesting. As I'm just seeing, we are about to get underway. As we are about to get underway, we've got 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And away we go for the Bahrain Grand Prix in ILR3. And looks like steerage got a good start as Leclerc was trying to cover that at the moment. We've got the Williams, the Dark Phoenix going to try and go into turn 1. We've got the Ferrari and the Force India battling out for position. Leclerc made that move done excellently. He's up into P1. We got some trouble with a Sauber. Oh my words, 2 Saubers against each other with a McLaren as well. So already 4 retirements in the first lap. I was hoping that I wouldn't see that, but unfortunately we didn't. So I think it looks like Woody is struggling as well. So we got Cal out, AJH out. Well, that's a surprise. Frank and Aiden. So 4 retirees, and one I wasn't expecting. But it's not one in turn 1, so I don't know why they had to keep it too aggressive. Maybe they were not braking until they get past turn 1, but the crucial thing here is to make sure that you brake it just before that. And we got a virtual safety car, our first one in ILR3. So that is interesting.
Looking at that. At the start, I thought this is going to be relatively clean because everyone got away. Everyone started to go over to the racing line, and then I think it was Hotwire that just saw her absolute opportunity and dived it up the inside of about 5 cars in one corner, Daniel Ricciardo style, and just made up so many positions. That is an insane start. I don't know what happened to the two Saubers. Did they crash into each other? I was looking
Yeah.
at Mercedes that got the...
I did see the Saubers as I was watching the leading battle. That was the first battle I've seen. So, we got the safety car in. The virtual safety car is in. We got two Red Bulls fighting for position now. One of the Red Bulls has forced the other Red Bull off, but he seemed to gain a bit more position. Leclerc saying the fastest lap.
Leclerc and Steerage actually fighting for the lead at the moment.
Let's follow them then.
Down the inside. Leclerc hangs it around the outside, keeps Steerage away, but because Leclerc had the inside line, he's going to have a worse exit. As Steerage again challenges him up until turn 4, probably the biggest overtaking zone, and keeps the inside line. It's going to be brave if they hold it side by side in between these corners, of which I think one of them has eased off, and yes, it's Steerage, and Leclerc keeps the lead. That was a bit of side-by-side action if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, well, we got a lot of retirees. I think we got a message from the host. I think we're going to have a restart due to the glitches that we've had at the beginning. I don't know. I need to wait for confirmation.
Game's a pile of shit. Yep, restart.
What the? So I think someone just joined the party there, and yeah, excuse us for the bad language. I actually need to make the party uninvitable. So yeah, I will do that. And I think, yeah, there was a lot of glitches, I think, as well. So that was kind of expected.
My game was lagging quite a lot, as you could see in that. I was stuttering a bit in that battle because I didn't really quite know what was going on because they were lagging about so much.
Yes. So let me just switch scenes again. I've got a backup scene whilst we wait for the lobby to restart. Never been in a lobby where we had to restart before, so yeah. So that was.
You haven't been in CFR.
Oh my word. Yeah, but I have seen other ILR races where they had to restart as well. So everyone has just been invited. I just had an invite to the session. I'm joining back. There was a lot of carnage, I think, being taken. So yeah, sorry about that, but hopefully we can get the race underway. Luckily, we've got this amazing grid editor in this game, so we could get the race started. We don't have to restart qualifying. We can just go straight to the race, but that's going to take quite a while to restart, so we will let you know when that is, as I think a lot of people are going to join at the moment. But yeah, that was carnage right there. Hopefully they can make it cleaner this time, and they know to not to take it a bit cautious into turn 1.
Yeah, I don't really quite know what happened, because I was looking down the field trying to find the Red Bull that did the dive bomb, and I skipped to a Mercedes, and going up the straight, I'm not sure if it was just oversteer or I got the side pod glitch F1 2015 style and just speared into the wall. And another thing, I don't know if you noticed it, but just as the BSC went in, SRL Rampage actually did a Grosjean and lost his front wing on the Armco. Wow.
So virtual safety car, people lost their front wing. So I did see that yesterday night there was an actual safety car. There wasn't a virtual safety car. There was a safety car, and that actually worked. But I think the virtual safety car didn't work as it intended. But and I think according to the drivers, I think the virtual safety car was not meant to happen. I think it was just a glitch that probably distracted the drivers a little bit. So we're just waiting for a few more to join to get invites, and then we can make our way with some more racing as well. So yeah, Epic Gamers in the chat, James in the chat. Yeah, it was a yellow flag glitch. I just had a confirmation from the driver. Don't even know what that is. Probably because there's multiple yellow flags and it's not.
Yeah.
You know.
I think I've seen it before. Basically, it's on certain corners there'll be a yellow flag, sometimes for 10 plus laps, for no reason, and you can't overtake. And if in this track, if that's around a corner, say like turn 4 or turn 1, that can just ruin racing completely sometimes. Sometimes also, yeah. I had it a couple times. I'm not sure how many times other people have had it, but the safety car comes out sometimes, and I've just been given a stop-go penalty immediately. I haven't even been allowed to slow down for the Delta. I've just been given a drive-through penalty, which I think is quite unfair.
That sucks. I think that's what a lot of people have been experiencing. That's probably why. Yeah, not everybody's here yet. I think we're waiting for 4 more drivers. So, yeah, a bit of a delay there. But yeah, I think interesting facts about Bahrain actually. Whilst we wait for the race to begin, Sebastian Vettel actually won the race in Bahrain this year, and he did very well. He was but it was incredibly close. He had a battle with Bottas throughout the race. I think it was about 6 tenths separating him. So yeah, not a dominant victory from Vettel because Bottas was fighting, but Bottas could have taken the victory too. So it wasn't a bad race, but strategy did come into play, and Gasly scored his first points of the season, his best finish of the season.
There were some points as well.
Yeah, and he's going to Red Bull.
Place.
And he's going to Red Bull next season.
Experimental, yeah, which I'm super hyped about. So I am a Red Bull fan.
Yeah, I like Red Bull now because of Verstappen and Ricciardo. I love both of them, to be honest. You don't have to be Dutch or Australian to like them. They're just generally nice guys. Ricciardo always seems to have a massive smile on his face sometimes, and when he's happy, he's happy. But he hasn't had the goodest of races at the moment, has he? And I'm praying. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Yeah, that's more due to
Renault.
Yeah, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that he does well in Japan, but their pace is not looking good either. So a bit worrying there.
Normally, Mercedes are first to show their paces, and Ferrari and Red Bull tend to hide it until qualifying. Yeah. I think we saw that in Russia, because I think if Red Bull didn't have those stupid grid penalties, then they would have got a double podium or even one. And can I just point out something even more tragic? Last time Ricciardo was on the podium was Monaco.
And he won.
That saddens me.
That he won his race in Monaco, and that was the last time his podium. That is a shame. I have him on my fantasy team at work, and I kind of should have swapped him for someone else, but it's too late now. Because I don't have any more drivers on my transfer window, and the rest are rubbish. I can't really transfer them, so yeah, that's why.
I actually thought about it yesterday. The last time Ricciardo was on the podium in 2nd or 3rd place was Japan last year.
Jesus Christ, man! I'm sorry for the Jesus. I always say that in real life, but anyway. I think looks like we got everyone in the lobby by the looks of things. 20. How do we get a full lobby so fast?
I don't know. Normally if there's a restart, loads of people just go, oh, I can't be bothered, and they don't bother showing up. I think that is everyone.
I think they've got told to join and not leave. I think that's probably why. So
yeah, 21 out of 22. There was 19 drivers and 2 commentators, so that is everyone.
That is pretty decent stuff. So I think Jack is making sure, the legend himself, Jack Gooden, is making sure things are under control. So I think what's important now is they go on the tyres that they qualified on, or if they're in the top 10, or they get a DQ from the stewards. So because it's a custom grid, and you can't really change. Well, you can change it, but you're not restricted to what strategy you do. So I think the stewards will be keeping an eye on that. So
I think normally when you get a restart of this and the drivers get warned, we should get a much more cautious start from some of the drivers, because that was I think that was all turn 3 collisions as well. That wasn't even turn 1 itself.
Yeah, turn 1. Turn 1 was fine.
People accelerating back up to turn 4. That's when people started clashing.
Yes, that was just crazy, especially with the 2 Saubers. Hopefully they won't have some team rivalry soon, as I think I'm just waiting for the. I'm not ready. They're not readying up till the host readies up, and I don't think the host is readied up yet. No.
I think what they're waiting for is Dark Phoenix and Tempe to pick their cars again, because they're just sat there with nothing next to their name at the moment.
Yeah, because Dark Phoenix was on the Williams, Tempe was on the Toro Rosso, I think.
I think he was in the Haas, the Tempe.
Yes. Some people don't know how to change strategy on the game. That list could be interesting. So if they're not starting on the super softs, some of them are gonna be struggling to get their tyres right, or they might have to pit on lap 2 in order to get their strategy right. That's gonna be worrying. As well, we're getting the okay. Yes, we are about to start again. Hopefully, no more restarts, please. Keeping our fingers crossed, and no more carnage, because we have been warned. They have been warned now. They have been warned. They've been given the warning.
Yeah. Whichever way you cut it, now though, the people that started on super softs at first,
they'll be fine.
because it's a restart, they will just generally have more of an advantage because they're not as worn. So obviously they have done 1, maybe 2 flying laps on them already.
Yes.
So they won't overheat as quickly, and they'll have a bit more grip at the start, last a couple more laps, but it shouldn't affect the race as much as it would.
Definitely. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. So let me just switch back to the lobby itself. So guys in the chat, wishing people the best of luck. If you just joined us, no, this is not a drill. We are restarting the race again, and we got the formation lap coming up as well. So you haven't missed much. Don't worry. This is ILR3. Me and Jack are your commentators for this race, and yes, we're waiting for ADOS to ready up now. But apart from that, I think we are ready to go. As we are going to be definitely keeping an eye on the Saubers to see if they don't cause any collisions, and the McLaren as well, because I think they were the ones that were involved in the collisions last time. So if they are involved in the collisions this time, it's going to cause a hell of a lot of chaos. So as everyone is about to go for their race then, and they got to make sure they get their strategy right, otherwise they will get DQ'd. They don't want that, and Jack will be keeping an eye on that.
Yeah, I'm just going to be reporting. I'm just going to grunt like Martin Brundle does every time there's an incident that you haven't seen. And
I'm going to do it exactly the same. If you're commentating, I'll be like, whoa. Actually, I know I can't do that because I'm streaming. So, yeah.
Whatever you see, the stream's fine. So, yeah, I'll just be looking up and down the field.
Yes, hopefully the start will be cleaner this time as this time. So hopefully no yellow flag glitches.
A little less laggy.
Yes, as we're doing the formation lap again. Don't know why they're doing it again. I think it's protocol. I think as
at least Groundsy can get his start back.
Right.
Obviously he lagged out at the end of that last session.
Right, for the purposes of the stream and for the stewards, I'm going to get the tyres up, because I think the stewards will want to see if they chosen the right tyres. So it's for Jack's purposes. Looks like everyone is everyone's been everyone's on the same tyre. That's all good. So no DQs. That is brilliant. Good job, guys. So like I said, the top 7 are qualified on the.
Oh, that didn't take long.
Oh, the same people getting disqualified from the formation lap. They haven't learned.
What just happened?
They haven't learned anything. As
I've only been in one league race where no one has been disqualified in the formation lap, and that was actually the last one I did.
Yeah, I think the only one I've seen where they haven't been disqualified is another league I commentate on a Sunday, which I'm not going to say because I'm not advertising other leagues when I stream. So so I don't usually do it on the other leagues I stream anyway. So
Hang on a minute, I'm gonna have to do a speed change of batteries before the start.
Yeah, that almost happened at my Project Cars 2 race I commentated on. I ran out of batteries and I had to get new ones the next day. That was a nightmare. And yes, I think they're about to go in towards the penultimate corner and start their laps. Well, start their races pretty soon. 29 laps. And it is going to be interesting. Oh, what is happening to the AI of Leclerc? What on earth?
That's a speed change. I don't know what all the ghosting issues about, but we're going to let it slide, I guess.
It's probably something to do with the latest patch, I think.
Yeah, I think a lot of the disqualifications on the formation lap, I think, is just people trying to warm up their brakes. Somebody behind them following far too closely, and then they just go straight into the back of them. That's all it is, I think, really. None of it's intentional.
No. Oh, and we are about to get underway for take 2 of the Bahrain Grand Prix. And away we go. Hopefully this will be a clean start this time. Looks like they all got the line easily, as Leclerc made a similar move to what he did in the first attempt. And he is about to take turn 1. Oh, it's going to be a wheel banging between the two of them in turn 1. Oh my word, there's carnage already. Oh, no,
it may look like carnage, but I don't think anyone has full out crashed yet. I think it's just loads of front wing being scattered across the track. G actually getting a really bad start in the Red Bull as F1 Aiden actually pulls over to the side.
Yeah,
I'm not really sure what happened there. I think he's just letting somebody pass.
But he retired the last race, so last attempt. But so he's got a better start than normal. Is that we got a yellow flag in sector 2. Leclerc is already pulling away like crazy at the moment. 1.2 seconds already. The gap is bunching. So yes, these drivers are definitely taking it a little bit more cautiously now, because they know what happened last week and they don't want any of the stewards shouting at them. So they've learned their lesson, and we're going to hopefully see some clean racing here. Also, we've got Wingling Wasser and AJH battling for position. Wingling Wasser defends quite nicely from the Sauber. The Sauber thinks about it. Oh my word, as I speak, the McLaren has spun it and lost his front rear wing, I think. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was Wasser who lost it there going into that corner. What a shame there. He was looking on for some good battles there and he just missed it, as we've got a three-way battle happening for 5th place, as the Force India of ADOS Gamer has made up positions. Blazing Thunder and Cower fighting as well. There's battles all over the place. It's quite hard to keep up at times already, but they are keeping it clean at the moment. So
as Cal goes down the middle of them, and that didn't go too well, did it? I think he just lost a bit of front wing on his teammate and forces Slender to just take the widest line I've ever seen anyone take into turn 1. And I think he's going to have another go up the inside, making and Cal just overshoots that massively, and Ringling just goes up the inside of both of them and says thank you very much.
Oh, I just seen a Renault just go out. I don't know what it was. I think it was either, no, it wasn't Blaze. It was a, well, I did see someone take an interesting line going into there, but it must have been my imagination, and I just seen a Force India just jump for some weird reasons. Hey ho, we've got Atlantis in P3. He's doing not too bad either. Second, and we got time penalties already. It's corner cutting from Cal. Yes, already on lap 2. I don't know how many they got that penalty. Maybe they must have cut it a little bit too soon, as Groundsy is making his way up the field now.
Woody going wide there with his broken front wing, and almost coming back on straight to the racing line and taking out Cal very, very close. I think there was only about a metre between them.
Oh my word, and I think we've got a battle, I think, also for 5th again. Hold on, let's just follow ADOS. Oh wait, there we go. As I think Zillion is going to try and make a move going into turn 1. Is he going to do it? AJH is going to the pits, but he got a 5-second time penalty. That is not good, but looks like Zillion didn't make that move going into turn 1. He kept it cautious. That was good as well. Aiden is fighting off as well for position as well. This is crazy right now.
Leclerc actually not making too many gains at the moment, because Steerage has closed that deficit straight back up that Leclerc made on the first lap, and now Steerage is going to have to be quite careful, because in that dirty air in Bahrain with fast corners, he's going to have to be careful that he doesn't overheat those tyres very much, as I thought Leclerc went wide then, but it was just lag.
Yeah, it was a bit of lag, unfortunately. As yeah, I saw a bit of lag again. As let's go on board with the Force India over the back of Leclerc right now. Tempe getting a 3-second time penalty. Leclerc lagging again. So that is not helping Steerage with his overtaking whatsoever. Then, as we're approaching the next DRS zone, and he's a bit too further back at the moment to reach his overtake. DRS is now enabled for these drivers now, so when they're going to use it, it's up to them in the DRS straight. as maybe Steerage could get a little bit more speed going into the penultimate corner. But no, he's too further back to overtake him at the moment. Unless Leclerc oh, he's weaving everywhere. Leclerc is struggling. Looks like Steerage is going to make a move into turn 1. That is a great move from Steerage. That was
as he actually concedes it straight away again. As Leclerc goes back up the inside, but
Steerage just got the move done again. They're switched back like crazy.
Steerage goes back up.
And
that's because Leclerc's overheated his tyres. You can tell that by the amount of locking up that he's doing as he just lost the position to his teammate.
So Atlantis is up into P2. So let's look at the positions that they've gained. As always, see the Ferrari go wide. Yep, Leclerc is struggling with his tyres.
Leclerc. That's overheating. Oh, he goes straight back onto the racing line, almost takes out the Toro Rosso.
Oh, he's hit the wall. He's out.
Leclerc's put it in the wall.
Yeah. Oh, is he out? Yeah, he's out.
Oh, he's left. Yeah, he's out.
Yeah, but he's still on the track. That is interesting.
His AI will become ghosted now, hopefully, and that'll be that for him.
He's probably.
I'm not sure. It was a scrap for last place a minute ago with, I think it was Woody and Cal. Oh, was it Woody and Cal? No, it was Tempe and Cal. And Tempe got an absolute tank slapper coming out of the turn 7 and 8 and put Cal through the DRS sign.
Yes, that was interesting to see what happened there. I don't know why Leclerc. I think Leclerc was pushing a little bit too more on the throttle, and as I said earlier, you can't afford to push too hard too soon because that we saw what happened to Leclerc, and he's losing a bit of grip. Maybe because he do go a bit off the gravel at times, and you can lose a bit of tyre degradation as Grousey, Doan, Hotwire are going to the pits right now. Pitting a bit earlier than we thought, but we could see the super soft runners starting to pit very soon for a 2-stop strategy. As I think Aiden has gained the most stuffing out of everyone. He's gained 11 positions after starting last. So
make that 12.
12. That is no, actually no, it's not last. But anyway, starting lower down on the grid. So he's had a bad start and he managed to recover from it. So the restart has definitely helped him. I think, to be honest, he was very glad the game restarted. Otherwise, he would have been out of this race. So yes, we lost one. I think we lost one retiree, and that's Leclerc at the moment. Everyone else is staying put, which is very good, better than last week. As let's just see what other battles we have got. We've got a battle for second. I mean, for Dark Phoenix and Atlantis. And Dark Phoenix was trying to make a move
as the Ferrari actually loses it.
Oh my word, he spun and he almost hit the Force India. Oh my god, that was crazy. What is he doing right now? He's in the gravel. The Toro also had to do his best to try and avoid Atlantis there, and he did struggle a little bit there, so he is dropped. So not the best for the Tifosi who are watching, even though there's not many Tifosi in the grandstand as far as I'm aware. But no, not the best day for Ferrari, as Atlantis is going to the pits right now. As now Aiden's now up into 5th. He probably won't be expecting that. As the Red Bull of Chiwop, I don't know how you say it. We haven't followed him much this race actually. Is in P6 at the moment, but he's in under pressure from Rampage there, who's got another 3-second time penalty. So and Carl's retired. I don't know what happened to Carl, but
I think Woody and Cal came together in the fast section, and they've just both taken each other out because they're both in the wall on the outside of that corner.
Oh no!
I think that is race over for both of them because they both just ghosted.
Unfortunately, I didn't see what happened there because I was concentrating on the battle with Chiwop. But unfortunately, we can't see where they put it in the gravel. If we don't see retirement, and that's it. That's one disadvantage of this game. So yes, the Haas is going very close between the Red Bull. So yeah, Rampage is going really close indeed, going into the DRS straight, but he has to pull back a little bit to gain some time. Another battle I think we've got as well is Ringling Rosser and AJH as well, and possibly with Groundsy and Ringling Rosser as well, but that's the only battles we can see on track. The gap now between Steerage and Phoenix is 5.6, so Steerage is already doing a commanding lead at the moment, which is absolutely fantastic to say the least, and much better than last week, I've got to say, but we've still seen some drivers make some careless mistakes, and that's probably ruined some people's races at the moment. But Chiwop doing very well as well. Rampage doing well. I think the top 8, 9 has gained positions, whereas the bottom lot from 10 downwards has lost position. So, as I think one of the Mercedes has lost.
The best race. Oh, sorry.
That is fine. One of the Mercedes was ghosted, and the Red Bull almost hit him, but luckily it was ghosting, so it was fine. Anyway.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think the best 2 starts of the field actually were Aiden and Chiwop, because as I said at the start, Chiwop didn't get the greatest of starts. He just got so much wheel spin and just dropped down to plumb last. So you had the Toro Rosso and the Red Bull both in plumb last, and by the end of lap 7, midway through lap 7, they're both P5 and P6. So that's really good starts, I'd say, by the 2 of them.
That is absolutely amazing stuff from the power of them. Absolutely brilliant. There's Eidos Gamers gained positions as well as Zillion as well. 10B. If he's careful, he's going to gain a lot of time penalties and possibly get disqualified. We don't want that to happen, do we? In the Xbox tier. But I have seen a lot more people do that at the moment. Our race leader is pitting. I think he's going to go on a set of softs or mediums. Let's see.
Softs. He'll pit again then.
Yeah, he will pit again, I think, because if he was going on to a set of mediums, he would have gone to the end of the race, I think, with a push. But yeah, let me just get the tyres up so I can see. Yes, it is softs. So I think everyone's on the softs now except Hotwire. So
as Dark Phoenix actually followed him in as well. He copied what he did to make sure that they were on completely even ground and that his softs weren't going to wear out. Because I think around lap 8 is a reasonable time for them to wear out.
Yes, indeed. So, yeah, interestingly, Leclerc is still racing ghosting. But yeah, he hasn't lost a bit of time, so that's good. Woody is ghosting as well. Do you think Woody has left the session? I don't know.
Yeah, I think he has.
Yeah, he's ghosting.
He was going that slowly.
Luckily, the William avoided him. Yeah, he is ghosting. As the people who haven't stopped is the top 5. So at the moment, Steerage is at a net lead at the moment. So he's definitely gained some time. And I'm just going to see, and Dark Phoenix would be in second. So it's kind of like the same order as it was 2 laps ago. So definitely Dark Phoenix playing it cool here and definitely choosing the right strategy, or copied what Steerage was doing, or they were working together. You never know.
I think because Zillion and Eidos went on the softs, they're going to try and stay out, and if their teammates catch up with them, they're both going to try and play the team game and hold the other teammate up, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But I think the reason they were able to make their super softs go a bit longer is because people like Atlantis and Leclerc were battling with the super softs, obviously, and Steerage and Dark Phoenix weren't, so they were able to keep them cool and stop them from wearing anymore, and they were able to make them go 3 laps longer, which I think definitely worked in their advantage.
Yes, it definitely did. I can't wait to see how Steerage and Phoenix battle it out towards this race. I think we could see some interesting battles coming up, so I'm looking forward to seeing how they are doing at the moment. Aiden is doing ever so well to make these tyres last to his advantage. The top 5 doing well, managing their tyres effectively, so we could possibly see a 1 stop from them if they go onto a set of mediums. I think I can automatically predict already that Eidos Gamer will be on a 1 stop strategy from the get-go. So he is looking to see how long he can stretch his tyres as long as possible and then gain an advantage, and he'll probably go in back in 4th or 5th place if he pits again. So he can afford to stay out for a bit longer to gain some more time, but he is looking fine as well. He's not struggling for grip, which is very good to see, and I've usually seen people at this time struggle for a lot of grip on the softs, but they seem to be fine, and Hotwire is doing not too bad.
It'd be
either.
wise for Rampage to give us up position, because he's not racing him, he's not going to gain anything by racing him, so yeah, he just did what I thought he'd do, just let him pass, because it'd be a bit nonsensical to hold him up, waste your tyres, waste his tyres, and lose time both collectively as well. And to be fair, Steerage has got to clear these cars fairly quickly, otherwise he's going to find that gap between him and Phoenix decreasing. Although Phoenix has got to clear the same traffic, plus one extra car, which is the Sauber, which Steerage cleared in the pit stops.
Yes, and we just seen as Steerage did set, excuse me, Steerage did set the fastest lap of the race with a 1:30 there. So already his pace is definitely looking good compared to everybody else. So he could be the early favourite to win this race, as Dark Phoenix is making his way through the field as well, doing quite incredible lap times as well in the Williams. Oh, as I was saying, he gone wide. Oh my word! But he didn't hit the Sauber, which was good. He knew where he was, and he recovered out of the line. The Sauber of Frank to possibly make a move into the tricky left-hander. No, he doesn't. He makes things better of it. Dark Phoenix is still up into P7, and we've got Groundsy battling it for the points by the looks of things. We've got Atlantis not that far behind him as well. They're about 1/10 separating them. If they make a mistake, it could be crucial, as they're very close together. Oh my word, it's going to be very close for these guys. And Steerage is already pulling away. We've seen the McLaren behind. Oh, Wiggling Moiser go a little bit wide. Oh, this is going to be close. And as Groundsy almost made the move, but I think he had to stay put, as he's already on the back of him. Let's ride on board with him. He's going to try and get the DRS straight done as well. We've got the Williams on, we've got the Sauber, and we've got the Haas as well. What a move! Groundsy's up into 10, but AJH could get the switch back. Oh, the Haas has gone wide. The Haas has gone wide. I don't know what Haas it was. Did you see it?
I think I'm not too sure at the moment. I'm trying to work it out, as there's a Ferrari and a Sauber going side by side into turn 4 of Atlantis and AJ, and I think Atlantis is going to do it. He's got the, and I think he's actually made room for the McLaren to go around the outside as he gets pushed out onto the curbs and goes for another dive immediately. Not sure if that was the best move. I would have just waited for the DRS side and done a bit more of an appropriate move, if I'm honest. But as you can see, Wazza is very, very fighty, as I think he is going to get that place now. So Sauber just went all over the curbs and just ruined his exit completely with loads of oversteer.
You better think again.
As he round the outside. That's why he could.
That move!
That is some defending.
That is brilliant from the Sauber of AJH, but I was expecting him to do that because he's a great overtaker when he shines, and he did that move perfectly. He made it look easy, so very impressed with how he's doing. I can't wait to see him battling possibly the Ferrari again soon, as Rampage is in the pits. He's oh yeah, Rampage is definitely going on a one stop by the, yeah, he is definitely going on a one stop. He's gonna see if he can try and manage his tyres till the end here at the moment. I think we got the McLaren trying to make a turn 1 on the Sauber. Sauber's definitely under pressure. Oh, they're banging wheels again. This is going to be like a Rosberg Hamilton moment. Oh, they nearly went wide.
Round the outside. But it was off track. So it's up to him if he wants to give the position back or not. But because these guys are fighting so hard, I don't think he's going to. And I think AJ's got to be quite careful, because at the end of the last lap, when that McLaren and Sauber were battling, he was losing the back end quite a bit through the fast sections.
Yes, I noticed that as well from them. That's probably costing him a bit of time, as I think we got a battle for third as well, which we will catch in a minute. But AJH he's all over the back of the McLaren now. He's doing ever so well to try and catch up. Rampage has dropped a little bit because he's gone into the pits at the moment. Jack is still in the chat. He's
2 cars in the pits.
Yeah, 2 cars in the pits.
Aiden and Average, and they are battling. So it's, and the crew aren't ready.
Oh,
what's happened there?
Oh no, not a pitch glitch, not a pit glitch. No. Oh my word.
Oh, he's, the tyres have gone on his car, so it
might just have been a visual glitch from us. He might have pitted, but you never know. But Jack has just asked the question of who's looking good for the win. Well, I can predict a lot of people, but I think we could see a battle between Steerage and Dark Phoenix, battle for the win in my opinion, because of their pace so far and able to hold out strategy so I could predict them too, but possibly I think Eidos may challenge it at some point as well. I don't know your thoughts about this, Jack, so far. Early thoughts is almost halfway through the race.
Yeah, I think the top two for me are the two Force Indias, because obviously Eidos is in front of his teammate and he's on a one-stopper.
Yes,
and he's made those softs go a very long way, but of course you can't go softs twice, so he will have to either put mediums on, or if he goes ultra tire con mode, he can make those last and put a set of supers on. If he can make those last about another 8 laps, but I doubt that's going to happen. I doubt
that. I have seen people go do a 20-lap stint before.
Yeah. I'm actually looking, even though as Eidos now pits, he was listening to us and he's pitted for mediums. Sensible choice. As even though steerage has to clear one extra car than Phoenix did, because in between him and Phoenix there were 2 cars who pitted after steerage overtook them. He still made another 7-second gap between them, so now the gap is 14-ish seconds between steerage and Dark Phoenix.
And Eidos isn't going to be fighting for podium. He's in first. That was a very good pit stop, I think, from Eidos. So he did very well, and he's definitely going to last that till the end. I think Aiden could possibly challenge as well, but I think we got the McLaren fighting again. Was the fighter, I should say. Well, that's my new nickname I'm going to give. I think he made his way past the Haas, but the Haas is still right behind him, as well as the Mercedes of Zillion as well, as they're going through turns 3 and turns 4. Quite nicely done there. Yeah, I'm actually quite surprised. Oh, what's happened with Wazzo? Oh, he's out the race. I think I jinxed him. What? Oh my words.
That is commentator's curse for you.
So that is
wrangled a bit too hard.
Yes, I think he was struggling a bit on his tyres as well. But what a shame. But that's allowing Zillion to catch up onto Rampage a little bit more. But I think he's a bit too far back to gain the DRS advantage that he needs. He's got another chance going on to the final straight to gain that as well. And I think he could do it, you know. He has got the possible pace to do it to his potential. But yeah, we shall see what happens with that. As always, Zillion is possibly going to try and make a move going into the penultimate corner. No, he doesn't. They're 2 on medium tyres, and they're side by side now going into the final straight. DRS is definitely crucial going to the straight here, as we've got Zillion all over the back of Rampage. Who's going to have the upper hand here? Rampage's got the outside line, and Zillion's got the inside, and oh, looks, yeah, Zillion has got the move done.
Outside.
That is great.
That was Kimi Raikkonen style. If you looked at him down the straight, I think Zillion has got a setup that's more based towards downforce, because you see he was behind the Haas and he actually opened DRS, pulled out, then had to go back in for a second dose of slipstream to make that move stick, and he did. Around the outside of turn 1, you don't see that happen too often at all.
No, you don't. Very impressed with Zillion's pace so far. As Chi-Wop has just joined the session again, so he'll be ready. So I guess he DC'd. I didn't see him DC there. So but yeah, luckily he can race again, so that's good. Hopefully no more ghosted cars. So far 2 retirees, Rosa and Cal. Not the best of starts, I think, for them. But so far, Aiden already gained the massive amount of position so far. He is definitely staying out of trouble this second attempt, and he's probably one of the contenders for driver of the day if he keeps this up. He's been on a medium for not a long time, so he can stretch his tyres out a little bit. Where his teammate Groundsy has been on the softs for 10 laps, so he will possibly need to go on either stretch to lap 20, go on the super softs, or possibly go on the mediums. It does all depend where they pit at the moment. We can actually see how long they've been on the tyres for as well, so we can see who actually has the upper hand in battles, which is quite nice. That's a new feature I like being brought to the game, because usually the people that have more of an advantage is people who have newer tyres than the other person, or faster tyres. So newer tyres with a soft compound than the mediums could possibly gain a bit more advantage. But Atlantis has been on the top, the soft tyres longer than Zillion's been on the medium. So Zillion is gaining on pace a little bit, so maybe Groundsy will have to and Atlantis will have to pit soon. But I think Rampage is seeing if what he could do to catch up to Zillion as he's going through the tricky left-hander, which I usually get wrong in the braking zone, but they managed to do it right as well. It's crucial that you brake early in this corner in order to not avoid the gravel and heel tyres a little bit more. We're already halfway into this Grand Prix, and it is shaping up to be a very close battle here, but Steerage is the early favourite. He's already pulled out a 14-second gap already with his tyres, but I think he will need to pit again. But I think he can comfortably get a podium here if he keeps up his pace.
Yeah, I'm just thinking with Gamer, he is around the same pace as Steerage is at the moment on those mediums, so the medium's turning out to actually be a very good tyre. If Steerage pits, he's going to be very close, if not just a bit behind his teammate. So I think it'll be battle between the Force Indias with the lead of the race eventually, which, as we can see, has a very good omen if we're going to relate it to real life.
Oh no!
As AJH actually retires.
The one that we were thinking was going to do well in this race is out of the race. I didn't see what happened there. I think he was out of his own accord.
I tried to go back with Tempe. I think it was the fast corner again. I think he just went on the curb and lost it.
Yeah, so that was a bit of a shame for him as yeah, I mentioned him a lot this race thinking he was going to do well, and he didn't do well. So another jinx there from the legendary me. Oh, we got yellow flag in sector 1, 2 and 3 there. So that was interesting.
I'm not even sure what they were for, if I'm perfectly honest. Sometimes
they just go and just say yellow flags, and then it just doesn't happen. So
yeah.
I don't know, but I think we've got a battle for the lead as Eidos has overtaken Phoenix. I'm sorry we missed that, but Eidos is up into
That might be what the
P2.
yellow flags were for.
Yes.
Because I was actually going to say beforehand, I was actually, it may not have been the fastest way to get around the track, but I was actually quite enjoying to watch Dark Phoenix going full Gilles Villeneuve on a lot of the corners and going full opposite lock with a power slide. It was quite frightening but fun to watch, and I think that has eventually cost him a spin or something, and he's handed a place back to the Force India.
That is incredibly good stuff. For some reason my OBS is dropping, so I don't know what is happening with my OBS. So we are, I think I'm just gonna check a second. I do apologise. I think there's someone else using the internet as oh yes. We got some massive frame drops here. Oh my word. And some reason why is it using higher bitrate than usual? I don't know. I might have to restart my OBS soon, but I think we may be okay, but apologies for the issues at the moment, but hopefully it'll be sorted soon. Oh no, I think it's back to normal, but I will need to reload because of the drop in frames.
Yeah. I'm just going down the field at the moment, and to be honest, there isn't that many battles going on. So if you did restart, I think now would be a good time.
Right, there we go. We are back. Hopefully you didn't notice the delay there. Apologies. And it was probably a little bit of a spike on my internet there. I think probably my dad was using the internet. But we are back. And you did see there was a battle there, Jack.
No, I was actually saying there weren't any battles really brewing at all. I think the only difference that's happened is Steerage came into the pits and put on a fresh set of soft tyres, and is 2 seconds behind his teammate, of which his teammate has 5-lap-old medium tyres. So I think he's going to make up that deficit really quickly.
He will, by the looks of things. So I really can't wait to see what he can do. He's already gained about 2/10 of a second on that straight there, which is, it just goes to show that probably Steerage has probably played it right, but Eidos has played it well as well. But the medium tyres won't last for long grip-wise, as I think Steerage has gone past Woody there, who is still ghosted by the looks of things. So not the best of races for Woody, but he is still going. But I think I'm just going to see what other battles we have got. We've got Groundsy and Hotwire Hotwire in 9th. That is pretty decent stuff from the Red Bull driver as he's fighting the other sister team with Groundsy going through to the straight. No, he thinks better of it. Dark Phoenix is definitely replicating steerage on the strategy right now as he's going into the pits. But what tyre is he going to go on? Let's just follow his strategy. He's going on a set of softs as well. So, yeah. Even though they're not teammates,
Steerage,
it is a bit...
Steerage 0.7 of a second quicker on that lap than Gamer was. I think with that Toro Rosso behind Gamer, might be wise, maybe. I'm not sure. Should he be a team player and let him pass? I'm not too sure what would be the quicker idea to do here, because Gamer and Aiden are going around about the same pace, and with dirty air, Aiden's tyres would wear quicker. So I think the most sensible thing to do, even though he would be losing a win, would be to swap positions.
Yes, and possibly play a bit of team orders into play, but they might be in a party together, they may not. It does depend on if they work together a little bit more. Because I've seen some leagues where multiple people in the party and they want each other to do well, and sometimes they let them through. I've seen a rare occasion where they've done that, but if the championship is at stake, especially in the last few races, that's where I've seen a few wingman strategies come into play and have their teammates help each other. Yep, he is. No, wait, he's not. I don't know. Or they're actually racing.
He's still got the throttle flat. I think he's defending.
Oh, he's defending. Look at the two Force Indians. It's like a Hamilton and Rosberg moment right there. Replica. By the looks of things, I was hoping this will happen this race, and they are. No contact at the moment. Oh my word, this is impressive stuff. But steerage for another time penalty, but I think Ados has got a time penalty as well. Jack, if you can check that and see, because I can't really check, because otherwise it will ruin the stream.
Through that corner, through turn 3, as steerage was on the inside, which clearly turned to the outside of turn 3, Gamer shoved him onto the curb and subsequently gave his teammate a 3-second time penalty for a track extending. So he's defending a little bit hard, but because it's for the race win, I think we might be able to let it slide or take off the penalty at the end. As now he's got DRS, I think that might be a little bit of easier move unless he hangs it around the outside, which he does. For the fast sector, it'd be wise to slot in behind one another, which they're not. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them spins and he goes round the outside. Take the first place away from Gamer.
Yes, but it could be decided on penalties, it could not, but already steerage is looking good for his win at the moment. And we got Chibok battling for 9th, and that's the only other battle we have got. But these Force Indians are still neck and neck at the moment. Ados could look to make another move. Luckily, I didn't go out of this battle because they are fighting head to toe at the moment. Ados is going to get the switch back. He's back in the lead. This could go towards the end of this race. We could see them being a lead for switching the leads for about a couple of laps here. If you just watch this, you're watching this at the right time. You're watching two insane drivers battling for the lead, and they're very, very talented as well. I know these two drivers. They do very well under pressure, especially on these conditions. But I still see Aiden closing up to them as well. So maybe Aiden can go into the picture.
Because these two are battling so hard, they're allowing Aiden to catch right back up to both of them. And of course, Aiden starting from 18th on the grid. Could he actually win this race? I'm not sure. If the Force Indians have an absolute collision, which the ferocity of this battle right now, I wouldn't be that surprised. He could win.
Considering in the first, if there wasn't a restart, he would have been out of the race. To be in third at the moment is pretty decent stuff. So he's got, I think, he as far as I'm aware, let me just check the positions again. He has gained the most out of everyone, 15 positions. That is just crazy right now. So he's avoided carnage after carnage here in Bahrain, and Rampage is gained 14.
Is going side by side again into turn 1, and he tries to hang it around the outside again like he did previously, and I think it's going to be fine, but no, they're still side by side. as they go up the straight towards the turn 4 as Steerage gets a great run up the hill, but I think his teammate put his battery up, which allowed him to stay ahead as now Steerage gets there's a switch back in the inside line with the fast corner of chicanes, and it would be pretty stupid to go side by side through there, which he obviously knows as he slots behind his teammate again. This is some teammate battle. This is 2014 all over again.
That's what I said earlier. I think that jinx probably worked quite a lot here as they're fighting now. It'll be interesting to see how they feel in the podium interviews coming up in about 5 or 6 laps time. But Aiden's now 9/10 of a second separating between these guys. So they're all about 1 or 2 seconds ahead of each other. Aiden, I could see Aiden fight for P2 or possibly win. That could be insane for him right now. Without further ado, that'll be an amazing result for him wherever he is. But I know Aiden, he would want to fight for the win knowing where he is at the moment.
Yeah. Of course, Adolf Gamer actually has to be very careful right now because with all that battling, his tyres and brakes are going to be fried at the moment. So he's going to have to try and cool those down as best he can. I think it'll be best to have given up on the lead of the race at the moment and just try and revert back to playing the team game in defending from Adolf Gamer. Of course, Steerage being in the same situation with the heat that is coursing through that car right now.
Yeah, it must be quite hot as Aiden is right behind Adolf Gamer now. As let me just look at how long they've been on the tyres for. Aiden's been on the tyres for 11 laps. So for the mediums, they're both on the medium tyres. So if I was looking at strategy-wise, Adolf will probably gain the upper hand in terms of defending by the looks of things, but Aiden could play the long game. Adolf might make a mistake, but it looks like he's not making a mistake, which is good. So I think all Aiden's got to do is find where Adolf usually goes and just find a line and possibly make the move where Adolf may not expect him to and keep it clean. But it'll be interesting to see how the points go as well for this. And we've got, I think, a few more people on the Super Soft now. We've got Dun Thunder, Hotwire, and Blazing Slender as well on those tyres. So, yeah, I think they want to go for fastest lap, I can tell. But Woody's been on for 16 laps on these mediums. Don't know how he's managing that, but he seems to be managing well with those. But Steerage,
Aiden now going for it around the outside of Gamer.
Ooh.
I think Gamer's got it. He's got to turn up his engine. And no, Gamer actually squeezes him back onto the curb as Aiden now goes round switchback, goes around the outside of turn 3 with a switchback move, as Gamer has now rammed his battery, which is about to run out as well, right up to overtake mode. His battery's in no mood to do that at all, and I think that's just made him concede the place again.
Yeah, that must have been. I was predicting him. Oh, he's had a lock up there, and the force unit just hit him a little bit. Luckily, no damage was done, so that was probably a racing incident by the looks of things. Ados all over the back. Another look up from Aiden here. Oh my word, they're close side by side at the moment, going into the DRS straight. Ados will have the DRS open now. Is he going to try and make a move around the outside? No, he doesn't. He is staying put at the moment. Good call at the moment, but I think he can easily catch up to Aiden due to the fact Ados has much fresher tyres than Aiden does. So keep an eye on that. But Atlantis and Groundy's been on the soft tyres for 8 laps as well. So it's great to see people who have done one stops. They've played that strategy very well indeed. So if you just joined us, where have you been? We've got the final few laps of this Grand Prix to go, but you may have watched the other tiers. But if you have watched the other tiers, then that's a valid excuse why you just joined us. But yeah, I wonder how those other tiers have gone, but we're still concentrating on this. Series is leading away by 2.9 seconds now. So the battle that Ados and Aiden had has stretched the gap a little bit. Ados is still back. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm looking at what both the drivers are doing with their batteries right now, and they're both mirroring each other with their batteries at the moment. Basically, for Sector 2, they turn their battery down, maybe to 1, sometimes to 0. They're both at 0 right now, so none of them have got advantage in their power. but when they get to the straights, they'll whack the batteries right up into high or even overtake. So it's basically just switching them off and switching them back on again, depending on where they are at the track. See, as look at the battery at the bottom right, it's now at 4. When Aiden either gets to, now back down to 0 again. So they're battery saving like crazy at the moment to try and stay ahead of each other.
Yes, they are, and that is crucial around these tricky circuits like Bahrain, because you can't go to full ERS mode until you've got higher power, possibly to 8th gear, and they're only using it, I think, those two when they are close to each other and full power, which is strongly my recommendation, because otherwise you're going to lose a bit of time. So only use it when you need to, I think, as we've got ADOS using mode 4 of ERS. What is Aiden doing? He is replicating that. Oh my word, they are matching the same ERS now, but Aiden's back to 0 and ADOS is back to 2. So yeah, they haven't matched it quietly, but it would have been amazing if they matched it the whole way through. It would have been like a twin situation, but you never know.
Obviously, with Gamer, he'll have a little bit of an advantage in this, because if his because he can put it down maybe a bit further, because obviously he's got the slipstream, and that might compensate for his battery a bit, so he can turn it down even further than Aiden has and still stay at the same speed as him on the straights. So bit of a balance there. Don't know how it's going to pan out, but I think it's going to be the first one who makes a mistake in these last 2.5 laps is going to lose this.
Oh, this is crazy right now. I am looking forward to it. I think the race I've seen at Bahrain so far for PS4 tiers and this tier here, they've all been absolutely insane to watch. So Bahrain is definitely a good track to watch, but not the best track to drive. So it is good to watch in real life as well. So that is why I like commentating on this, because you never know what is going to happen, and you don't know what's going to go on the championship, because it all chops and changes every season as well. But sometimes you may get someone that dominates, but we will have a new winner. And the good news is we've got more finishers than last week, so I think actually we got triple the finishers we got than last week. So
no,
and it's a closer grid than last week in terms of pace. So the Xbox CODs have definitely done something right. So thanks to Gosh and all the admins of Xbox for making sure that the grid has improved and making sure they're having clean racing. So massive shout out to those guys, and also Jack for helping them as well. And Tempe, another time penalty. How many time penalties have I seen from him? I don't know.
Yeah. When you said, oh, we're going to have more finishes than last time, as soon as you said that, a yellow flag came up in Sector 3, and I was like, that is the quickest commentator's curse I've ever seen. But thankfully, it was just one of the Hasses spinning, I'm pretty sure, in the end.
Not going to say anything about finishes right now. In 3, 2, 1, psst.
Yeah.
There we go. So I won't mention it, but a massive shout out to any of you guys who are still watching this, taking the time out of your Friday night to watch some ILR action, and it's been crazy to say the least, and it's been fun to watch, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this grid does next week. Actually, I won't be here next week, so I'll be away, but which is a bit of a shame, because I always like commentating on F1 2018 on a Friday night. So I wonder how these drivers will do anyway next week. We're on the final lap. Steerage, unless he bottles it, is going to go on to secure his first win of the season. Depending on penalties, we will have to wait and see, because I don't know how much the penalties will take into effect. But Aiden, he can secure his career best of 2nd place. He probably won't be expecting that going into this. So very, very good from him. But I'm just going to see what other we got. I think Hotwire battling it for 11th at the moment. I think for the Renault, Dome Thunder is going to try and defend there, but look like he's a bit too further back at the moment. I think Darth Phoenix is trying to defend as well. So a lot of people defending here. Ados Gamer is not that far behind from Ada, but he seems to be losing a bit of time going through that DRS straight. I keep thinking a car retired, but it's actually a cameraman. A dummy cameraman, which is quite difficult to see. Interestingly, steerage is starting to run out of fuel, so this could be interesting. Because I do see a flashing fuel usage, but hopefully he could go on lean.
That normally just comes on when they're on the last lap. I don't think he is running out of fuel.
But he's on hot lap on overtake mode or whatever. ERS mode 4 anyway. He's about to cross the line. He wins on track. Depending on penalties, where is Aiden going to come? Oh, Aiden's got penalties. Aidos, so it's a Force India 1-2, just like in 2014 with the Mercedes. Well done to Series 1, well done to Aidos there. Zillian's going to come across the line in 4th. What a great result for him as well. He's managed to go those medium tyres for 17 laps, and so is Rampage as well. But Rampage has probably got a lot of penalties as well. So, but I think Groundsy's a bit too further back, I think, for him to get in any more. So, yeah, Groundsy is going to cross the line in 7th, Atlantis in 8th. I'm just going to see a bit of changes for penalties. You never know. His fireworks are going off. She-Wop. It was a bit of a damage limitation race for him, but he goes up into 9th. And Frank looks like he'll be the last of the top 10 to cross the line, creating the last points position. So, what a race. That was carnage. Battles from start to finish pretty much. Was some laps where we didn't see much battles, but that's kind of like what we've seen in real life, to be honest. But who is your driver of the day based on the racing you've seen, Jack?
Oh, easy, Aiden.
Yes.
Straight away. The places he made up in the first 7 laps. It was 18th to 6th or something. Yeah,
P18 he just confirmed in the chat there. So massive well done to our top 3. I'm going to try my best to see if I can... I'm not sure if I have them as a friend on it, because we want to get them for podium interviews. Hopefully they'll still be around on Xbox to do it. But as the 2 Force Indias are celebrating there, I do believe I do have Aidos as a friend, so I will add him in a second. But I'll need to add the other 2 as well. So what a result for the 2 Force Indias. Great stuff. Good pace all along. It showed that the 2-stop strategy did work for the race winner there. So we got 2 Brits on the podium and 1 French person on the podium. So yeah, so we've seen cars going very slowly on my end, and I've got ranked. That's interesting. I've never seen that happen before, but I'll take that. Oh my word. Anyway, steerage is 1 with Aidos in 2nd, Aiden in 3rd, Zillian in 4th, Dark Phoenix in 5th, Rampage in 6th, Grounds in 7th, Atlantis in 8th, Chi-Wop in 9th, and our Frank rounding up the top 10. Let's see if I can get the top 3 in the interview box. I'm almost certain I want to get the race winner, and Aiden as well, definitely. See, but I'll probably take a while for him to sink in, so I'm gonna add him as a friend and invite to party. I'm gonna do the same.
You're doing the podium interviews because I need to go quickly do something.
Yeah, that is fine. I'll let you do that.
Okay, cool. Cheers.
Brilliant.
I'll probably not be back by the end of the stream. We're back in 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, thanks, Jack, for commentating there. And
that's cool.
Brilliant.
Cheers. I'll probably be sole commentating next week.
Oh, we have someone that's joined the party for the interview. Who was that? Yeah, we got our top 2. Let's see if we can get Aiden in there. I forgot his gamer tag. I will need to, it is a quite a long gamer tag. X. This is gonna be quite hard to 66XX. Oh no, I can't seem to find him unless any of you guys can add him. But we shall see. No, hold on. X. No.
I can invite him, I think.
Oh, brilliant. But whilst you invite that, let's have a quick word with our race winner, Steerage there, who took a very dominating win and played your strategy to perfection Fetch, and tell me, how do you think it went for you? You must be pretty happy with yourself.
Yeah, it was a good race. Obviously qualifying on the super softs put me a little bit on the back foot, but I wanted to go for pole, so I was always going to do the 2-stop. But yeah, Ados and Aiden as well were really quick, so I had to be careful with my overtakes, and yeah, luckily it worked. So yeah, first is good, I guess. Can't really complain at all.
No, you can't. You were a bit under pressure from time. Did you find it hard to manage your tyres, or were you okay with that?
The tyres weren't too bad. It's a little bit of sliding at the rear when they get hot, which is obviously a big thing on this game. When the rears get hot, it's very difficult to keep them back down to a normal sort of operating temperature. So as soon as they start battling and getting hot tyres, it's difficult to control the car a little bit. But yeah, the battles were good fun anyway. So
what was your favourite battle?
G's to Ados as well. Yeah, definitely with Ados. He was defending really hard, which was great because it didn't make my life easy. And when it's battling like that, close switching positions, it makes it a lot more enjoyable. So yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was absolutely insane battle from the pair of you. It reminded me of Hamilton and Rosberg back in 2014, I can tell you that. I wasn't sure who was going to get the move. Oh, Ados was going to do it. Oh no, Steerage was going to do it. That was my favourite battle out of the whole race. You just didn't know how it was going to go there. Did you manage to end up compromise your ERS there, or were you able to save a bit of ERS when you actually needed it?
Well, coming out of the pits, I expected to be a little bit closer, but he obviously was on the fresher mediums and obviously doing one stop less. So when I came out, I was a little bit behind. So I thought it was the time to use the fresh tyres and try and close up straight away, because I didn't want the softs to go off towards the end. So I had to use a lot of my ERS to close the gap. And then when I got to him, I didn't have a lot left to try and overtake. So yeah, it was a little bit more difficult to get the move done. But as soon as I got past, I managed to clear a bit of a gap. So yeah.
Yeah, so well done on your win there. Well, and hopefully wish you the best of luck for China, I believe is next. But Ados Gamer in second place. What a race from you, from qualifying from a certain place up down the grid, but then making all the way up into P2 there with your really good strategy there as well. Must be a Force India thing there, and with the battles that you were having with your teammate. Did you think you were gonna have it, or did you help Steerage a little bit there?
Well, it put default setup on me because my HDMI came out on the restart. That was just perfect.
Really?
Yeah.
That default setup must have worked, because you still had some pace, but you could have been even closer if you had a different setup on. But I didn't know that. That was pretty decent stuff. What has been your favourite highlight of the race so far, and what's been your challenges as well?
Definitely the battle with Steerage.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was going to get past on softs, and then went on for like a lap and a half. Best battle I've had on this game, I'd say.
That was absolutely crazy. And when you were trying to fight towards the front of the field, were you struggling a bit on traffic, because there was a few incidents happening at the beginning of the race? How did you try and avoid that to possibly gain that position? Did you find it hard, or did you find it a bit easier?
Well, when Atlantis spun, he was right in front of me, so I had to brake then. Which probably cost me a second and a half. And I managed to find my way through the traffic eventually. If I managed to get through quicker, I'd take them in closer.
Yes. So that was good, and I'm trying to think of more questions. Anyway, if you have any questions for the top three, please let us know. But going into China then, is it one of your favourite tracks coming up, or do you think you need to practice a little bit more to gain some pace, do you think?
I'd say I need to practice a bit, but I'd say I'm decent on there.
Okay, that is good to see. We wish you the best of luck in Bahrain. But our third place man, definitely, I think I've got to say, our driver of the day, I think, according to me and Jack, Mr. Aiden, well done. From 18th on the grid to 3rd. You must be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, that was a pretty wicked race. And first 10 laps were good though. Getting from like P18 to like P10, then I think from there it was just driving the race and making the strategy work, and it kind of did, but penalties didn't really come my way. So that was a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, because you could have got P2, but due to the penalties you got from the beginning of the race, and we nearly didn't see you race at all, but luckily due to the restart that paid off a little bit. You must have been relieved there to have a second chance. What made that second chance work, do you think, for that restart? What got you in the mind frame that you actually got to do better than the first time?
I think qualifying helped out from the start, crashing out, like obviously not on purpose, but it already put me in the front step for the strategy.
Yeah.
But that first race, the lag just put me in the wall.
Oh,
and then
that
I think
why.
I knew that I could carry on the next race with good pace, trying to get as high as possible, and I think it's the same, just go into it as gain as many possessions as possible, as quickly as possible, and just play it cautious though, to save the tyre wear and tyre temps in case and that right-hander set to 3, that is lethal. So
that is awful.
Played up pretty well.
I hate set to 3, to be honest. it is quite difficult. So like I said for the others, China, is it a hard track for you coming up next, or is it easier for you?
I've never minded China. I've never actually liked it, but never done bad at it. So hopefully another top points again. And
yeah, we're keeping our fingers crossed for that. And final few things for all of you actually, like I do for every stream. One word to describe your race. Let me start for our race winner, Steerage.
Fast.
Fast, that's a good one. And Aidos.
Crazy.
And Aiden.
mental.
Fast, crazy, mental. I think that pretty much sums up the whole race in general for everyone, I think. But anyway, I would like to say... Anyway, I'd like to say thank you all for coming to the stream. I really hope you guys enjoyed that. Make sure you do watch it back for some crazy action. I know these guys will. I won't be commentating next week, but make sure you join Jack next week for some ILR3 action in China. I'm looking forward to watching it back. It's a shame I can't make it, but hopefully these drivers will bring you some entertainment for you. Make sure you check the ILR 1 and 2 streams on Twitch, but they should be on YouTube if you're watching it on a Saturday or a Sunday, so check those out as well. And on Sunday, we've got the ILR 1 and ILR 2 on PS4 to check out as well. So if you want to see more ILR action, make sure you check ILR 1 on PS4 at 5:30, and then at 7 o'clock, ILR 2. I always look forward to those races, and I hope you do as well. So that's it from me and Jack. We will see you next time for another race in ILR, and good night.